And then as I pull, I'm gonna add that rotation. So I'm gonna pivot on that back foot. I can pivot on both feet if I want to, but I really wanna get that row first and then finish the pivot. There it is.
There you go.
It's a band type of workout. So this is gonna be your upper body pull day, just using a band. So ideally you'd have a couple different bands, but even if you just have one, we're just gonna have to change the resistance, change the rep range, the tempo to make it work for you. So for exercises that are a little bit easier, maybe we'll go a little bit higher reps or increase that tension, and easier exercises or harder exercises, we can decrease it. But what we're gonna do is gonna be an upper body pull day. So the first exercise we're gonna do is we're gonna loop that band around something kind of low, ideally a 500-pound kettlebell. We're gonna go into, why wouldn't I just be using kettlebells? But this is not about me, this is about you. We're gonna start off with a one-arm row with rotation. So what I like about this exercise, it makes it a little bit more dynamic, it's a little bit more athletic because we're adding in that rotation. So rather than pinching the scaps, keeping the shoulders down, keep a lot of tension, I'm going to stagger my stance. So I'm starting with my right arm, right leg slides back. I'm going to, instead of keeping my shoulders retracted, I'm going to protract my shoulders and let them extend. And then as I pull, I'm going to add that rotation. So I'm going to pivot on that back foot. I can pivot on both feet if I want to, but I really want to get that row first and then finish the pivot. So I can make this really dynamic and explosive. I can make this a lot harder by increasing that tension, having that isometric hold, focusing on a slow, controlled, eccentric phase, that lowering phase here. So I can really make this any number of ways to increase or decrease the intensity. So we'll stick to about 8 to 12 reps per side. Keep a lot of tension, even with that rotation, even with that kind of athleticism of that rotation and movement. I want to still keep a lot of tension here. All right, from here, we're gonna go into, we'll just keep the bands right there. We're gonna go into straight arm pull down. So similar to if I had an implement overhead or like a lat pull down machine, I'm gonna widen the stance of my hands. I'm gonna get into a hinge position, keeping my shoulders back, keep my chest proud so I'm not flexing or rounding under the pressure here. And I'm gonna pull back, and then even if that band's pretty light, I'll push beyond my legs. So I don't have to just go to my feet or to my shins. I might go a little bit further just to accentuate that strength, that tension, adding a little bit of rotation through the shoulder. And we're gonna go, again, about 8 to 12 reps here. So make sure that you're far enough away that you still maintain the tension of the bands. So I don't wanna get to the point where there's all this slack and then I have to create that tension each time. From there, let's take the bands off. How many times I've had to take that thing off and didn't come off with it. We're gonna go into alternating one arm row. So I'm gonna loop the bands under my feet, and from here, I'm gonna hold on to these. I'm gonna pull both arms up, and I'm gonna keep that isometric position. So I'm keeping one arm up as I pull the other arm. So this is a great way to increase the intensity, increase the overall tension. Even a light band will start burning. Same thing, we'll keep it with that 8 to 12 rep range here. On the next couple exercises, we'll kick it up a notch or two. Making sure again that I'm hinging, keeping a lot of tension. The good thing is bent over rows with this position where the implement is in line with my center of mass. It's gonna make it a lot easier on my lower back than if I was pulling a barbell. Not saying you shouldn't, just saying something to be mindful of. From here, we're gonna go into band pull aparts. So if the band is thick enough, then, or a little too thick, I can loop it around, and now I can have that band not slap me in the face every time. But from here, I'm gonna drop my shoulders, and I'm going to pull that band apart. So I wanna pinch my scaps, because now I'm looking to hit rear delts and upper back here. So I'm gonna go higher rep. Now we're going into that 15 to 20 rep range here. If I wanna change up the movement pattern, I might add a little bit of elevation. I might switch it up a little bit. Otherwise, I'm just gonna let this thing burn. Ooh, feeling that in those rear delts. Let's go 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yikes. Upper back is pretty lit up after those first few movements. And then, what pull day would it be without curls. So I'm gonna loop that around, drop my shoulders, and I'm just going to go to town. So what I wanna do here is I'm not gonna do a drag curl where I'm pulling my elbows back, and I don't wanna have too much shoulder engagement. So as I pull, I might finish by sliding my elbows forward slightly, but I wanna maintain that tension. So I'm gonna go at a nice even clip. Again, higher rep, we'll go 20 to 30 reps. And this is assuming that you have a light band and you're using just one band the entire time. If you have different bands, by all means, decrease the reps, go for a little bit heavier, but still keep those reps fairly high. So even if it's not gonna be 20 or 30, it might go 15 to 20. I like those higher rep sets for some of these isolation exercises. You can add a little supination at the top just to get a little bit more bicep engagement. Otherwise, just keep going. And time. So the way that I like to incorporate these type of workouts is treat it like a giant set. So maybe, or do all the exercises as a circuit. So you're getting your heart rate up there. So you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck. And then because while going through these different exercises, you will fatigue some of those areas, your biceps, your upper back. So when you go back to those rows, it's gonna feel a little bit more challenging. Or you can take this as straight sets. So you're just doing one exercise, do all the sets, do all the reps at a time, rest a little bit, go to the next one. So no excuses not to train. I know that's such like a lame trainer thing to say, like, oh, no excuses. But I mean, there's plenty of good excuses. Like I can think of like 20 good excuses, but a lack of equipment shouldn't be one of them. So you get yourself a pair of bands. You don't need to go very heavy. Like I said, just keep it light. You can get, I got a little good sweat going while I was doing that. So go through the workout, I have it all listed below, and make sure you check out our Band Shred program, which is a 4-week banded program that you can absolutely use other implements with. So if you have dumbbells or kettlebells or barbells or whatever, you can absolutely put those in there. It's more of a traditional style workout. So ideally, it's going to help you lean out, put some size on if that's what you're going for. If not, it's just gonna get you nice and strong. So hope that helped. We'll see you on the next one. Let's see if I can get George in the face on this one.